What is narcissism?
It is literally to be in the state of an inflated ego. They literally lack empathy. They're just wondering, like, well, how long are we going to sit here crying about how long is it going to take you to get over that?
Yeah.
I listened for like 27 minutes. Are we still talking about be the only child syndrome? Everybody was making sure you were good.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually nurtured this level of being self-absorbed and entitled. You actually think the world revolves around you.
Yes.
Anybody dating or married to an only child? It's not all, but it's a real thing.
Hey family, it's Coach Cass, and we're back for another episode of The Love Lens, changing your view on love one episode at a time. Now, one of the things that is a hot topic in society, I want to say since the whole red table talk, pandemic, and all that good stuff, is the topic of narcissism. I find that so many women that I come across, that I work with, they often tell me about the toxic ex. Well, that was a narcissist, so into himself. Everybody's a narcissist. What shall I do? So I decided to bring on a very special guest that I met while interviewing on television. So we're kind of like TV buddies. Yeah, we'll go for that. Dr. Tasha, the clinician. She has her doctorate in clinical psychology. Welcome, Dr. Tasha.
Thank you for having me, TV buddy. I love that. We're already close. We're intimately close.
We could do this.
We can.
So, Dr. Tasha, there's so many levels.
Oh.
There are so many levels to this. And I feel like I didn't grow up calling people narcissists. Like, is this something that just erupted in society? Or did you like learn it back to when you went to school? Like, what was this?
So, good question. So, yes and yes. So, yes, I learned it, but yes, it just erupted. But it came from a certain person that was in the presidential platform. And this is all in response to that. So I like to say this is the new N-word.
Got it.
Right? So narcissism is what we're now saying that we saw as the kind of like literally like by the book. That's what Mr. Trump was.
Oh, and that makes it real clear.
From his presidency, there's now, this is like, it's literally like by the book.
Wow.
Every criteria met. And so in the world of psychology, we've all talked about that. Like everybody in whatever mental health field you are in, right? If you're a social worker, if you're a psychologist, if you're a therapist, if you're a coach, we all are talking about like, wow, this word is like, it's almost like the way people are now saying, what is that? The imposter syndrome. It's not real. It's not real, everyone, okay?
The imposter syndrome?
It's not. It's not. Right. But narcissism is.
Okay.
But when things are trendy, it's trendy. So now we're trendy, right? And so that's where the narcissistic word came from, but it really is called narcissistic personality disorder. But we call them then a narcissist. But it's a personality disorder. There's about 9 to 10 different personality disorders, but this one right now we're honing in.
That's the hot one.
Yeah, this is the hot one right now. This is the world post-Trump. Yeah, this is the world post-Trump. And so what is it? Like, let's just say that first.
What is narcissism?
What is it? It is literally to be in the state of an inflated ego.
Ooh. Dang, that's everybody. Like, I feel.
Okay, so now, right. So that's the whole point. So if there's a criteria, right, there's like a DSM, meaning like the Bible of diagnoses, right, that I had to memorize however many years ago, right, maybe 10 or 15. And so in that big Bible of diagnoses, one of those is narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. There's like a criteria. Some people have traits of narcissism. Yes. And some people have all of them, which then you would then say they struggle with narcissistic personality disorder. So I love that you said that.
Yeah, I feel like everybody is kind of about themselves.
Okay, so we got self-absorbed.
Okay.
We got that one. Like, really, I'm talking to you and you're just happy that I'm doing this with you. You're like, I'm so glad she came to my podcast, right? Versus, which is what you were not. It was like, oh, wow, she's pretty dope. I want to connect with someone that seems kind of like-minded in the world, kind of radical. And as I had to say, right? Not she wants me to be on her podcast. So that already was just, that's where you're not. If you're starting to go through your criteria to see how many you can check. We're not there. I can see your brain. A preoccupation with power, beauty, and success.
Oh.
Right? So like you're preoccupied. Think about that. Like everything is, I need to make sure I get with her or I need to make sure I get with him because we can then be a power couple. Ma'am, is he bringing the power already, or are you bringing him the power by him just looking good beside you?
Ooh.
Right? So now, you were attracted to that.
Now, wait a second. Pause.
Okay, pause, rewind.
I'm thinking about all the conceited people. Now, don't come for me in the comments, but you know, like my AKs and my Kappas, right? So it's like, I'm so pretty.
With all the shimmy. Come on, shimmy. I love y'all. First of all, okay, my mother's an AK. Nothing wrong with y'all.
My husband's a Kappa.
I went to Spelman. I seen all of y'all with your colors. And I say y'all because I didn't do it myself. I thought Spelman was enough sorority for me, okay? But we're here now, right? HBCU all day.
Hey.
But the truth is the mirror, the shimmy, I get it, right? And it's wonderful because there's a level of empowerment and enlightenment, like we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Now bring it down. Put your camera and put your mirror down at some point and put your shoulders down. Bring it down just a little bit at some point.
Okay.
Just to know that like when you walk in the room, it's not always about you. So conceit versus confidence, which is what we know. It almost looks the same.
Yes, come on.
But we need that thin line to be lining, right? Because we need you to be on the more confident side because your conceit is pushing me away, actually.
Ooh.
Even though I'm kind of attracted to it. Ain't that crazy? I always
when
tell,
they start shimmying down the line.
It's a good shimmy. I'm here for you, red and white. Is it cream and cream? You got to change
Crimson and cream.
Okay, you got to change you ain't red and white. Yeah, I know. But I love that you said that. So some things serve us, and they need to be like put in their own setting and space and then put it down.
Yeah. Okay. Be able to put it down.
Make sure you put it down versus wearing it like a jacket of who you are. Because if your entire identity is in how those see you, then we already have a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, we're already there. Okay. So your preoccupation to beauty, success, and power.
Okay.
But now let me tell you why people are attracted to this.
Yes.
Right. So it's one to identify, well, how far do which boxes do I check on this criteria is one. If you're identifying what you are. But why am I attracted to one is also one here.
Okay.
Because they bring you a sense of power. Not even that they're powerful. Ain't that deep? Because it still goes back to you.
Yes.
Do they make me feel beautiful when we walk in and we're such a good looking couple? Knowing good and well, y'all been fighting the whole way, that entire ride. Okay, come on, couples. Y'all kill me with that. Right? And you come in talking about holding hands. Hi. Oh my God, you guys are so cute. We didn't even talk to each other this entire ride. 45 minutes.
Right.
From Kindle. You know what I mean? Wherever we came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we're here and smiling. So there's something in that. This serves both of us. If we're to kind of have these, both have a narcissistic trait.
Got it.
You need to actually serve me.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not just one. Sometimes it's both in the same relationship.
Ooh. Okay. Come on.
Now preoccupation, success is a whole thing of just, I'm sure you've met people that are trying to chase the coin. Not wait for the opportunity. Put in the work. And wait for the opportunity to call you. It's a lot more sexier in that way to me. That's how I like to live. But some people are chasing the coin. Y'all are hella tired, but keep chasing it versus attracting it. I like to change the word.
Ooh.
But the preoccupation with it is just where your focus is.
Wow.
As the entrepreneur. I get it.
Yes.
But like who you're deciding to choose, ladies who are trying to date, right?
Yeah.
You're the entrepreneur. He ain't. Right? So do you know how to balance it? Because he was the one that wanted you. He didn't want the business. Sometimes we have to differentiate that while even choosing someone in our entrepreneur self.
Yes.
Because we're so great. We're such the boss.
Right.
Right? He don't like her. He actually doesn't like her at all. He likes you. Not the doctors. Okay. We gotta
pause.
Talk,
Pause. Okay. So now here I am, the doctor, the lawyer, the candlestick maker, all the things, right? So you're doing all the things and you're saying he doesn't like her. He likes you. Can you please break that down for us,
So
Dr.
the
Tasha?
coolest thing is, could you imagine if we didn't meet on TV, right? Because then it takes away the if we were just attracted to each other by the lights, right? Then we could just be like, girl, oh my God, we in the middle of Publix at you know what I mean, at aisle 9, whatever cashier, and we're like, oh my God, you about to make mushrooms today too? I'm about to put some asparagus with my right, and now we're attracted to each other from a very organic place. But we know that about each other because we only like to for the way that I feel you. We only like to attach to folks with that authenticity, but we could have gotten caught up in the lights, right? The truth is, don't you want to attract somebody from the place that like is raw? Yeah. So you have to be her. That's the point. But when you show up as, oh, let me tell you about my day. Like, let's work on how we even express that while dating. Yeah. The minute he says, how you doing? How long did you talk about your job? Right. Or nobody wants to hear about that. No, not. He doesn't. He doesn't. Give him them 2 sentences. Right. And then talk about you because you actually want him to be interested in you, not the title to you.
But so many women are caught up in the job as who they are, or the career or the business venture.
Right. Which is now we got to re-identify ourselves. We got to introduce ourselves to ourselves first before we even introduce him to her. Yeah. Because we don't know her. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to like her. That's the part of like, and maybe that'll be part 2 one day when we do of just like, cause would you date you? That's the whole question. And some of y'all wouldn't. Right. Because that double-edged sword of that girl that is like everything is also hella insecure when no one's there. Right. Right. And like, what does that mean? You don't know how to be alone. Let's talk about that. That actually is a very vulnerable place to talk. Like, I'm sure you've swam there with your clients before.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that alone feels this way?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why is it a problem?
Why is it a problem? Because imagine if somebody was like watching you be alone in your world. Because I remember when I was dating a whole bunch in my 20s. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes they were so attracted to how I moved. I remember guys would walk to me up in the gym and they were like, man, you're in beast mode.
Yeah.
I love how you came here to work out.
Right.
Not with your matching yoga pants, with your matching sports bra, right? And then your like little bit of muscle that you tried to in the mirror. Like, you're white. I remember like I used to get that compliment so often in the gym, and it was because he liked the way I moved because while I was alone. Like, how did I like me alone? He was actually attracted to her.
Right.
Like, how do I get in her world?
Yeah.
Because she is not worried about me. That is actually attractive.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen for this?
Amen.
Okay. It's crazy.
Come on.
That's an amazing
I love
thing.
that. I'm just picturing the twerk out
The
by
twerk
yourself.
out. Okay. You're not even worried about it. Out of breath, just sweating. You're just not worried. And it don't match. How about that? What if your sneakers and your sports bra don't match?
Right.
What would that be like?
It doesn't.
What? Who cares?
No.
Or what if you didn't make sure that like the eyebrow was on correctly? You know what I mean? Like before you went in, like you did. Maybe you ain't got no eyebrows. Go into the gym that way. See how you feel.
Ooh.
Set yourself free. See, that's what I like to do. That's like my favorite in life.
Oh, wow.
Just see what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic of alopecia and that running rampant and women not being able to feel beautiful unless they have on all the things.
All of the things, but the truth is, do you like the canvas before you start painting it?
Ooh. Listen, have you ever struggled when it comes to conversations on dates? Maybe a first date or even your 50th date. One thing I know is that we need to have more meaningful conversations. And that's why I created the Love Deck. 60 questions to ask before choosing the one, but really to deepen your conversations. So whether it's with that guy that you're dating or with your mom or your close girlfriends, what I know is we got to speak more to the heart of our people. Grab your Love Deck today. It's a great gift for others, and you could get it right now in our Amazon store. Pick up yours. One side is affirmations. The other side is dating conversations. Get yours today. Pick up the Love Deck.
Yeah. Sometimes the canvas is like that. My material is right. You know what I mean? You go to different like countries and you see all the paintings of how they do what they do. And you're like, man, but they started with a good canvas.
Right.
There's a quality to the way it went around that blocked wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my material is good.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yes. So whatever you put on here, acrylic or watercolors. Come on, watercolors. You see what I mean? Crayola. Somebody shining over here, Crayola. You gonna get this canvas today.
That's it.
Because that's all I can give you is this canvas. That's how deep, how beautiful it could be. Could you imagine if all this I could give, but what if I only want to be able to like?
Listen, you just make me feel beautiful by sitting.
You see what I mean?
Right now, like
it's happening.
I'm suddenly glowing. Right? Like
it's
this
happening.
is exciting.
Like yeah, I'm here.
Yes,
we're here.
Back to the narcissism.
Okay, we're here. Narcissism. We're here. Okay, we're back. Entitlement and arrogance. This actually means that you act in a way of superiority.
You know? I'm better than you.
I am. You're literally beneath me.
Ooh.
I mean, you really, there's certain things you won't do because it looks like you're the help.
Ooh.
When the truth is, like, how did you get there?
Right.
You know what I mean? We need to be the janitor and the CEO at the same time to be able to be, right? That's the vulnerability of like making it is that you can be all things on the way up. So yeah, I always say things like charisma and charm, right? We're so attracted to that. That's what that entitlement looks like. Like they're just, like, I know you like me. That's how you came in the room. Like, I know y'all looking. And the truth is, if you have a charming somebody that you like, I'm going to just tell you to run. If you're not already attached, run. I'm going to tell you to run. Yeah.
But wait.
I'm going to tell you to run. I did it. That's fine.
Hold up. Wait a minute, right? Because there are so many women that will go to an event and they are waiting for the man to approach them. And I find that it's mainly the charismatic man that will come over and say hello.
Absolutely.
Right? Not
married or
man.
single. Let's talk about that part. Okay.
Not every man is the kind of man to like approach a woman. And she over here like, oh, nobody likes me because nobody will approach me. And it's like, it's a certain kind of dude
that's going to be attracted to that.
Right. That's going to walk
that you
over.
had to pose to attract.
Yes.
That ain't, what pose is that? What is that? Do we live there? How do we stay?
So what does she do with that? So it's the charismatic man that's walking over. So do you just say, no, thank you? Like how does she do this, Dr.
Yes, she can. Number one, she can. She can see through the fact that like, oh wow, how did I just pull him by examining herself? What did he just like about me?
Ooh. Was that the authentic me?
What? And if it's not, check yourself and be like, oh, let me put that away. You know, sometimes we got to put our pride in our pocket. That's what my one of my neighbors says all the time. I love it. Just going to put it in her pocket, right? It becomes something that raises up that ego, pride, ego, all those ugly things like that. It raises up and then we stay there. But like the minute that you identify it, it's like, oh no, just go put it back and put it in your pocket. There's times that we get dressed. Think about it before you leave the house. This is for our single ladies, right? Yeah. That when you're leaving the house, did you like the outfit? Because like your chi-chis were finally hitting your chin, right? Was that when you liked it? Or did you actually like the dress that was kind of like made you almost feel sexy, but it wasn't tight?
Right.
That is actually the one you should have left on because you felt better in it.
Right.
Versus the back to one where you, right? All the,
how many?
Pulling it up. Yeah. You actually like the first dress. I always like to talk to people like in your closet. When we worried about attracting what we want in public, let's work about that in this private world. What did we choose to use as an attraction in our closet? Yeah. Like you in that mirror. Yeah. Like we already know. Have you ever seen somebody that like has walked in somewhere and because they saw themselves as confident, you thought they were everything.
Yes. Ooh.
In their jeans and a t-shirt, maybe even a baseball cap. He wasn't trying at her, but he was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the most attractive thing is that you like her. I think that's what I'm saying. Even if the chi-chis, just bring them down just a little bit. Nope. Actually, the truth is men like your neck, but we're not going to go there. Huh? Come on.
Did I like your neck?
Come on, producer in the back. Did I get a giggle? It's a real thing. Tell me I'm wrong. It's a whole thing about men. So there's like, yes, we both have our hair down and over a little bit over our like temples and over our ears, right? Yeah. But the truth is there is something that happens when we pull our hair back.
Yeah.
For who is attracted to us for our straight relationships, right? Men really love this area on a woman.
Yes.
Why you trying to put all your glue to, to get, or the edges, and everything, edges. All the curls, right, to cover this. You don't even know that, like that ponytail. Yeah, that'd be hitting. I just had to drop that. I've literally heard that from a group of men. I have a men's group here down in South Florida. Literally, they talk about how women don't know really what we're looking at.
Yeah. Are you someone that goes to all the conferences? You know, you get your CEUs for your job. You're always up leveling in personal development. I'm going to tell you one thing. You need your CEUs in love. Join me for Wanted Woman Live, the ultimate non-conference, unconference experience, 3 days in sunny South Florida this fall. This is an experience where women come together from all over the country to be able to be poured into. All around love. How do you show up in love? How do you receive love? How do you just have fun with love? Join the Sisterhood, an amazing experience created and curated just for you, the professional woman that desires more. Click the link below, wantedwomanlive.com. You know, I'm gonna have to sweep my hair back a little bit, you know.
Come on, Nick. It's a thing.
My husband does like it when I do a little twist and a turn. Okay.
Yeah, no, he loves that. Yes. And then the minute that you're like, I'm just gonna, it's something. It's something in there. It's something here.
I actually used to wear my hair a lot like that now that I think about it.
What? You might have found it that way. Don't try me. Don't try me right now. We can rewind the tape, okay?
Yes.
It's deep. Yeah. Okay. The man loves a good neck.
Yes.
I mean, that goes into a whole nother...
was that the clavicle?
Okay, all of that.
All of this.
It's real. Yeah.
It's
I think you're like almost showing up too and not hiding behind anything else. Okay, here we go. Another criteria, lacks empathy. This is huge. Huge.
Empathy.
Okay. So that means that empathy is when you're able to put your, feet in someone else's shoes, just to be able to. But to lack empathy means that you don't even see me. Because again, you're back to being that self-absorbed. Like people with narcissistic traits, because I like to say that instead of calling everybody a narcissist.
Right.
People with these narcissistic traits, they literally don't see the audience. They don't feel the audience. They don't get the cues, right? And so now you feel unseen in this relationship. right? But you're doing all this giving. But that's just not, they're not thinking about you. They lack empathy. That's the worst part about, to me, out of all the things we talk about, dating a narcissist, attracting a narcissist, those with narcissistic traits, you really can like give your full self, your vulnerable self. And they're just wondering like, well, how long we going to sit here crying about, how long you going to grieve? Oh, you've heard that. How long is it going to take you to get over that?
Yeah.
You know, I listened for like 27 minutes when you got home. Are we still talking about?
Right.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Okay. You done knocked out all the people I was thinking was narcissists because now we got to this. I was like, no, they can't.
That's all the criteria. That's why you got to hit all the criteria.
Yeah.
But remember that presidency.
Yes. Was the textbook.
It genuinely was. There were moments where, oh, did you know what happened in Haiti, sir? Oh, well, they. Did you know what happened in, oh, well, they. If they didn't do that, then I would probably be able to. Right. Remember, it was like a lack of empathy and a blame game.
Got it.
So I'm not going to even self-reflect and say, how can I help, treat? Yeah. That's the ultimate box for me.
Okay.
Okay. You got that?
Yes, I got it.
The inability to feel the audience or the empathy of the seeing who you're with. Now, there's a wounded narcissist that I like to talk about. This is a fragile sense of self. So because you think so low of yourself, you overcompensate and show up like you're arrogant.
But is that like the Napoleon syndrome that they talk about?
At times, yeah.
Okay.
Where the littlest guy wants to drive the F-350. Is there an 850? If he will find that, he would get in that too.
Right.
Yeah. Because there's a fragility to my sense of self. So I have to overcompensate.
Yes.
So that's the wounded narcissist. So he or she, right? Because this is both. They are both showing up in a way where like, I'm actually fine. I'm fine. Yeah, but you're not fine at all, actually.
Right.
So I have to tiptoe around your ego being your woman.
Ooh.
And that's now my role that I didn't even know I signed up for.
Right. I ain't signed up for
No, but you didn't know. Most people didn't know they attracted this.
Yeah.
Right. And some people don't even know they are that because maybe the only child syndrome, let me just say that out loud, is that everybody was making sure you were good. So they actually nurtured this level of being self-absorbed and entitled. You actually think the world revolves around you.
Yes.
Anybody dating or married to an only child, it's not all, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
So pause there. Talk about the only child syndrome.
Well, I think the idea is all birth orders have something. All birth orders have something.
Born, last born,
sometimes
middle,
even let's start with the firstborn. Like you don't even allow other people to know that you need help. You don't get points for that either, ma'am or sir. Right? So you got so much pride of, I got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Right? But you would love help, but to even like exhibit that, there was no room for that when you're the oldest. So even that, you see how it's a double-edged sword? Yes, you're the leader and you don't ask for help. So you still get no point.
That's tough.
Okay. So then we got the middle syndrome of just literally, a lot of times a lot of people think that they're not seeing because they're in the middle. But the truth is that they are seen, but they're seen without an identity because they're trying to figure out who they. Yeah. So you're living in the shadow of the oldest, and then you're now not the baby.
Yeah.
So like, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? You the middle? Like who? Your whole name is the middle? You know, like there's nothing about it that like right when the mother says, "Oh, that's my baby," and she's smiling, and then you'd be like, "Oh, that's my firstborn." Now, what we smiling about with the middle? Ain't nobody smiling. Tell me I'm wrong. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No one.
Nobody.
So no one's just like, that's my middle. No one is like, so then you have to find her. Like, can we get to be excited about her? Like she's only 9. You know what I mean? Like, let's speak into her life too. So it's almost like, you determine the way you see yourself by the lens in which people see you.
Wow.
That's the deep part about personality disorders or personalities, period.
Yeah.
We kind of get them from the lens of others. We have to be careful with how we see ourselves because it could be because of someone's projection of us.
Yeah.
And we just now are writing it out.
Wow.
I know it's deep, right?
Wow. And what about the baby?
Okay. So, baby boy or baby girl, I've seen it different.
Okay.
But for both, a little bit like the only child syndrome of like the world stops for me and I can do no wrong. So I know I hurt your feelings, but like, again, you're going to forgive me because I'm the baby. Yeah. They're not saying it out loud, but even at 67, they're saying like, but you like,
I'm the baby.
You know, I mean, like, I always get away with this. Like, I know you're not going to stay mad because I don't even know what to do with that. You see what I'm saying? That's how deep it is. Like, I don't even know how to like make it better because the older siblings know, right? But the baby doesn't know how to like really make it better. That was never their role. If you think about it, how to make it better.
Wow. And the only child is the same thing.
Oh, somewhere in there where that others didn't matter. Yeah, it just, there was no, what were you gonna, you were supposed to ask yourself, what did you want for a snack? Yeah. So what did I want? Where did I want to go on vacation? Almost like the way people think they're independent women are so independent that they don't even know how to be codependent in a healthy way.
Right.
Yeah. In that way, it's like, oh, I got to unlearn what I think is normal that the world stops for me. Yeah. Or you could have been overlooked, right? So let me also talk about the trauma of it all, right? So there are plenty of only children or children in whatever your birth order is that were overlooked, period, meaning your feelings didn't matter, right? So the way you got to a level of narcissism, either being attracted to it or becoming it, is because you actually wanted to act as if you were fine, right? So it was a jacket you had to put on.
Yeah.
That was one. Or that you like to be kind of the wallpaper and it's deep. And you actually want to attach yourself to, you don't mind being someone's plus one. You don't even need a name.
Wow.
Because no one taught you that your feelings matter. So you know how to be the wallpaper. You were groomed to be that.
Wow.
Right. And so then you don't require someone to see you. That's basically what we're saying. For those that had the traumatic response to whatever their birth order was. If it is about feelings don't matter. And I know that goes into culturally and all of the things.
All of the things. Seen and not heard.
Yeah. I mean, that's Black folks. That's West Indians. That's Black Americans. It's a real thing. Now we know where it comes from.
Yeah.
That's way beyond being Black. That's about being oppressed. Shut up and take it.
Right.
Yeah. That's a whole nother culture.
It's a whole nother thing. Like, I'm raising a daughter right now, and it's just like a whole nother thing to raise a young woman to speak up for herself. And people not be like, you're not going to correct that? It's like, no.
Oh.
I'm not.
I love it. How old is she?
7.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad tells women. So when people used to ask my father, how did you raise her? Because I've been like this for a little while. And they would ask him because they would want their daughter like me, like in that way. I was like all way for school, and my dad would like kind of brag about, you won't believe who asked me about like how to help them parent a child like you. And I would tell them that. Just what you're saying. So I want to co-sign that I had to allow her to be radical and teach her like where the boundaries were. But basically I always say, he would always teach me how to hit the corners. Yeah. Like, baby, you got to stay in the box, but you can hit all of the corners.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Until you're the adult and now you create your own box. But he knew I still had to be a child. But if you want to hit every corner, I always think about the gymnasts. You know how like the gymnasts on the floor, they hit. It's like, how did they do all those flips and they knew exactly where to stop? Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. All the cartwheels we want to do. We're going to move to our own, what do they call it? Drumming to our own, beating to our own drum. Yeah. Yeah, as a child. But then don't tell her nothing about like 18, 23. Because now she could create her own box.
That's it.
Yeah, so you are right. I just want to co-sign that.
Oh, I love
Keep
that.
Going
Thank you,
yes.
Dr. Tasha.
Oh, come on, parenting 101 today. We in here. That means you're not a narcissistic mother.
Oh.
Hello.
Let's talk about
because
that.
Her feelings matter.
Oh.
Imagine that. You're a whole parent and your children's feelings matter.
Oh.
Now, whatever way you were raised to matter or not, you have said to yourself, we will not repeat this or we will try to do it a little differently.
Right.
That's a big deal. That's the best thing about our generations being, I always call us the new Negro. We kind of a little modern, the modern Negro. We in here. Yeah, we doing a little different.
Okay, pause.
Okay.
So the other day I called my mom. She's in Jamaica. And I'm like, Mom, guess what? Ava got all A's. She got work ethic. She got conduct, perfect, everything. The first thing my mom says, well, I knew those essays when you were little would work.
It went back to her raising you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That you see, you were a kid that never gave me trouble.
Okay.
Unlike some other people then had to throw shade to the other people's children.
Right. So we didn't just, so this is good. Right. So I'm going to share that we have mothers that have traits of, can we say traits of? Can we get a traits of?
Traits of.
We'll say traits of. Right. Because did it so number one, we didn't even acknowledge that the baby girl.
Baby girl.
We could have called, put baby girl on the phone.
Right.
let me tell her good job, right? Because that really would have been a selfless act.
Right.
But we went into self. And now, yes, you are so right, Mom. I appreciate all the book reports in the summer that I couldn't stand. I appreciate you reading to me when I was 7. I appreciate all that.
Yes.
So now I am able to have a smart child. Yes, you did that. Now, can we go back to being the grandma? That I kind of want you to praise the granddaughter.
Right.
Now, that might be secondary to how you live life.
Right.
But let's show up also in this way. I've heard that. I always, when I do like a workshop, and, when you bring your parent with you, and my mom will just, she'll say, she always was like that. Me and her father, we were both, we both facilitate. And I'm like, you show right. And I always give them their props. But I know it's almost hard for them to take on a compliment about you and it just be about you.
Right.
Because that then takes something away from them. Because their identity is wrapped up in you still acknowledging them. That's why I said the word wounded. So the true narcissistic person has a wounded injury that taps
not
into
being recognized.
all that, not being recognized, acknowledged. I don't even know mom. Just like I know my own mom's story. Abandonment is all in there. Neglect is all in there, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of our moms have that, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And so it comes from that.
So how do you separate from it, right? Because I've heard this study about, there was this rat and they taught the rat not to do this. And then the rat had a baby. Then the rat's baby didn't do the thing. And then the rat's baby didn't do the thing. And it's like, well, they didn't teach them that. It's just like a part of their genetics, right? So it's just like, how do you separate from this generational trauma of abandonment?
Let's talk about the healing.
I'm
ready.
Just like...
We don't have to stay there. Right. So number one, you're already sick and tired of it, right? I can tell, like, we're not doing this. Like we're pulling our hair out are we really going to stay here? I don't want to.
I don't want to.
And you chose not to.
Yes.
Right. Which is how you now mother.
Right.
Just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
So it was number one, acknowledging the things that we want to change.
Yes.
That's the only way things will change. But those who do not acknowledge that there's a problem will not change a daggone thing. So when people wonder if we can go to counseling and they're like, I don't really want to go to counseling, they're actually saying, I don't want to change. I need y'all to hear that. Right. And so some people give men a bad rap that men don't like to go to therapy or men don't like to go to coaching. But the truth is, once they're in there, if you give us 1%, I always say, give me 1% and let's see how it goes. You might be calling me and we'll leave her, because you just now have to deal with your own stuff beyond being in the couple.
Right.
Yeah. And they end up being seen. That's the whole point. That your feelings actually matter on this couch.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So to acknowledge it means that you want to change it. So we got to first, anybody that struggles with narcissistic traits, first acknowledge the things that maybe people keep saying about you. That you used to say, I like this about me, but there's a part of you that doesn't like that. So now we got to do something about it quietly. So I think that people with narcissistic personality disorder that want to change can.
Okay.
Those that are attracted to those have to also change why they are attracted to it.
Yeah.
Why does it serve you? For our parents that are now, it's not about a couple and it's just about how they learn to show up in the world, which is out of survival, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
So she maybe learned to do this, your mom, my mom, because no one told her that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people said, you're such a great mom. I don't know. So she has to say it to herself. So there is a part of it that's like self-fulfilling and like all that. And if you feel full, then you don't need anybody else to validate you. However, if you feel so full that it's seeping out on others, okay? Like you dripping. I don't want to be wet with your stuff. Can I not be wet with your stuff?
Your stuff.
You bleeding on the people. I tell people all the time, you bleeding on the people. Look at you. Okay, we see you.
Great.
No, can you see me? Because that's the part of a real relationship. Like when we get into relationship coaching, like the sexiest thing in a relationship is that the true intimacy is that I'm actually so worried about your happiness that I don't have to worry about mine because I know you worried about mine. What?
Beautiful.
That level of intimacy, most couples don't get there.
Yeah.
Right? When their needs are not fulfilled and they're worried about themselves. But imagine that if you literally know that your needs will be met and then all you have to do is make sure that theirs are.
Beautiful.
It can happen. I know it can happen. It's just a place that we've never seen before. So I got on that to say the healing can come from the endurance of it all.
You got to make it through.
what? So that's the point. So if you've already identified who you are, where you come from, who you're attracted to, who you're married to, how we got here, and you really want to stay, because it's your choice to stay.
Right.
You chose these folks. I mean, can I say that out loud? We so deep. Can you help me with the one I chose? You chose this mofo.
Right.
Sorry, I said mofo. Can I say mofo? I'm going to say mofo. You chose them. You chose. Now, I got to do the magic in this hour, but this is the person you chose. Start there.
It's why we're singles.
Okay, let's just,
singles.
Okay, it's fine. Okay,
that's why
go back.
We're
Okay,
singles,
okay.
You know, so we don't go through that.
We don't have to go through that. Okay, so back to the right. Okay.
First time,
yes,
you know.
yes. Let's choose right. Because you can. It affects your whole life. It'll affect your whole life if you choose well. We want you to choose well. Yes. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. So, healing from what we saw growing up in terms of being used to a narcissistic parent.
Yes.
Identifying, oh man, I never realized that my feelings didn't matter, that they were so self-absorbed, that there was like a woundedness to them where like I was tiptoeing to make sure that mom was good.
Yeah.
When that actually is like the parentified child. Right? So that's not my role to make sure you're good.
Yeah.
At 12.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
It's actually not. Let's talk about it. Maybe at like when she turns 70 and 80, now we're going to change it all up.
Yeah.
But like I shouldn't actually have to be the parentified child to you. Right? I would love for you to be that to me. But there's an inability once we have that wounded injury. So we got endurance. You got endurance. Having empathy on the person that, if they show up in this way, this narcissistic way, and do they want to change it for those that are single and looking, right? Yeah. So if you start identifying one or two of these traits and you're turned off, see if with your empathy to say, oh, wow, you don't have to show up like that. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine someone who thinks they have to show up a certain way. I could imagine this brother right now. And on the date, she's like, take all that, take it down.
Take it down, man.
Right. So you can actually like bring him down. Like there's a power to, they call us the neck. If they the head, we the neck. Right. It's some power in the neck. We coming back to the neck. Today is a neck. Today is a neck day.
Let me go ahead and change my clothes.
Come on. Back to the neck. Ain't that crazy? I love that. It's like there's some femininity in that.
Yeah.
Like acknowledging that you can actually shift. I think there's something beautiful about us knowing that we can shift. Someone that thinks they have to show up this way from them overcompensating from how they grew up, and that you can bring this empathy to just say, hey, you don't have to show up because I'm showing up.
Right.
Not like that too. Let's try what's that date like?
Very unassuming.
What?
Yeah. That takes me back to when Andy and I first, got together, and I was in a regular, I wouldn't say a house dress, but it was like a spring dress. We were at a friend's barbecue.
Love it.
And we battled each other on the weed, dancing. He had on jeans and a t-shirt. It was just chill.
Competition too. Yeah. You was giving all of it.
All the things.
Oh.
All the things.
And you weren't worried about if you attracted somebody when you got dressed that day, correct?
I wasn't.
You were not.
No.
You guys, ladies, hear that? That was what she was thinking in the closet before she left the door.
Yeah.
That's the secret work. That's the private work. You weren't.
That was just my happy dress. I like that dress.
Put on your dress.
What happened to that dress? But yeah.
Do we miss that dress?
Yes, I do miss that dress. Bring back the dress.
But you were doing weed. You were like fully not trying to pose. Remember earlier we were posing.
Yeah.
Well, can we stop posing? You were not posing. You probably look all type of wild. And he saw you in your world. Right? So then this is the crazy part of aloneness could actually be sexy to someone that likes you.
Yeah.
While you're thinking aloneness is the turnoff.
Right.
Imagine if we redefined singlehood like that.
So, all right. So let's pause, because many women go out and they're absolutely terrified to talk to people in public, yet they hate online dating.
Oh boy.
And it's just like, they literally want the man to walk through the wall, like the Hulk to come in and say hello. Yes. But in a very
the FedEx guy, but then we want him to have 6 figures.
Exactly.
Okay. Even he ain't good enough.
Yeah. All of that.
Yeah.
So what does she do to overcome this? Because she'll go to the event but not talk to anybody, but then be mad that nobody talked to her.
Okay. Let me put y'all on game. Y'all ready to be put on game?
Come on. Because I feel like you told me some of your dating escapades. And
we in here.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I had a good time. Do you hear me?
Come on.
We was out here. And unashamed.
Yes.
Okay? It was good. I didn't know that was the actual attraction. Being unashamed.
Okay.
But here, we're going to put you on game, y'all. This was it right here.
Ready.
This is Dr. Tasha's game number 1.
Number 1.
Now, the truth is, I would really authentically, genuinely want to share what I was thinking. Let's start there. So it wasn't to be gay me, but I didn't realize that that was part of why they saw me. So I actually think it's the best thing to compliment a man.
Yes.
What? I like your haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling the Target cashier that. Do you hear me? Yeah. I'm not even trying to holler though. I actually really like his haircut. Didn't realize that men are not seen so often that he can't believe that I saw it, but his wife never saw that he just got a haircut on Tuesday and it's now Thursday. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see him.
Yeah.
So I like his haircut. I tell her, brother, you doing that today? And he could be beside his wife. That's what I'm saying. It's really, there's no game to it. There's no, I need you.
Yeah.
I actually am just like, y'all ain't playing today. I'm forever. I love, you know what I mean by a good compliment?
Yes.
And if he doesn't feel seen today or yesterday or last year or 2020, 1997, how far back you want to go?
Right.
What'd you say? I'm like, in the grocery store, I would say, oh, wow, so we cooking apple pie or what we gonna do with these apples?
Right.
Right? And sometimes it was just to be fun, just to have fun because I like people. So let's first acknowledge those that are dating. Do you like people?
Not everybody.
Okay, right? So they come into you for your hour to be your magical hour for me to help me find him, but I don't like them.
Right.
They can tell. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You're attracted to my eyes that I said, oh my God, sorry, this. You're attracted to the fact that my eyes are inviting you today. That's just, you know that I want to know your name.
Yes.
Yeah, even if you're taken.
Yes.
Right? Even if you don't like my look.
Yeah.
But you felt invited. You felt liked.
Yeah.
All that just happened. All in the produce section. Don't play with my produce section. Don't play with me. There's too much going on in the produce section. We got the vegetables, the fruit, and all you can see is this. I just got to get my tomatoes for my salad. Girl, you just passed him. You passed him. Talking about, excuse me, trying to reach over for the mushrooms. What did you run him over? And then you got to pay an hour to talk to us. Girl, girl, save your money. Say out loud. Like, oh, you like tomatoes too? I like the ones that are like more ripe than I'm more into the ones on the vine. That's a whole conversation. Show up in the produce section.
Yes.
Just show up and just play a little bit. I tell some of my patients to like practice. I'm sure you've used that word before. Sometimes get the boy that you know you don't like.
Right.
But practice. What?
Talk to the ugly one.
Come on. What they call it, almost ugly. I think there's something. But whatever, I always say that he might not be a looker. But he might be your 12. Don't play with me because I will take a 6 all day, any day. Because he going to treat me like a 12. Y'all can keep your little 9s and 9.5s. I'm good. Okay? But when you show up, it's kind of crazy that practice with him.
Right. The one you're not
practice with the older guy. I literally do this all the time. I just didn't know it was working.
Right.
I didn't know they were seeing me because I was showing up. So yes, that is your homework, single ladies today, is you going to show up in the produce section. You're going to show up.
Right.
You're just going to show up. And whatever that is, it's going to be the white guy. It's going to be the Latino guy.
Right.
It's going to be the older guy in the wheelchair. You're going to say, all right, now I see you with your collar shirt on, sir. With your little Hawaiian little palm trees coming out. That's what you're going to say to little Billy Bob that is rolling to go. You're going to say that because you're going to practice. Because whenever he sees you and you're going to now know how to show up, he needs to know that it's genuine. Because just taking all these notes and reading all your books, that don't actually work.
Right.
It's actually when he can see that you see me.
Yeah.
That part you can't create. That has to be literally from the inside out.
I feel like everyone wants to be seen.
They do. And so many women that are also single and struggle with their own narcissism, you so worried about if he saw you.
Right.
Your whole thing is, no one talks to me. Look at you talking about all your me's. Maybe he didn't see you there. But did you see him? You did. Did you smile? Did your eyes smile? Were you shy? I love a good boss lady that gets shy. Ooh, I tell her all the time, girl, you did that. He gonna like that. When they're in my office and I kind of see them get all shy talking about whatever it is, I'm like, just to know that that's your femininity coming out. Don't push her back down.
Right.
She's fly.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. It's something about the femininity for me. I'm not very girly, but I've learned to embrace being feminine. You can do both. For me, it's a softening. It's not a look.
Okay.
Yeah, for how I show up. Because I'm going to be as raw. The way we talking, I talk like this. You can tell. I really act like this. I don't know how to do any. I'm very bold. I can be raw. But when there's a softening for me, There's something different that happens with my man. Something different when it happens when I'm dating. And there's a softening. It's not because my dangly earrings match my purse. He doesn't care.
Right. Where
he doesn't.
From?
He doesn't. Michigan originally. Yeah,
Michigan.
Midwest.
I love that.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I moved here from California, but yeah, I'm originally from Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay.
What made you ask that?
I felt New York.
Oh, that's probably my East Coast world. My whole, all my family's from the East Coast. My father's from Philly. Like yeah. Sometimes you talk the way you heard. Yeah, that probably is it. Just being really East Coast, Northeast. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. All right, so we're dating, we're complimenting, we're having a good time.
We are complimenting. We're complimenting. We're showing up. We're practicing. Where our eyes are inviting. We're smiling.
Yes.
Our eyes are up. Let's talk about up eye.
Okay, and that down.
Let's get them up.
Okay.
There's a lady that at my church, she says up and stuck. So we're gonna get them up and stuck. Okay. Come on, Dr. E. Okay, we're gonna get up and stuck. Meaning, imagine coming to this is something that I think is so cool.
Yeah.
Get to the stoplight.
Okay.
Another practice. Y'all ready? Get your little homework, little paper out. Okay.
Ready.
So you're gonna stop at the stoplight.
Okay.
And there are other cars. Every time, right? Where are your eyes? Just wondering, are you even aware that it's possible that even someone is looking at you?
Ooh.
Are you so worried about their daggone phone? If you don't break up with that phone, just at some point, up and stuck, okay? We just gonna just come up a little bit and just see. And if you see him, we're not worried about his status, right? We are just worrying about, he sees me, I see him. Do you smile?
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot that's happened at some stoplights for me. Over here, what you say? What? I was on the Bay Bridge. You hear me? Coming from San Francisco to Oakland. This guy, it was trafficy, whatever it was, meaning it was slow enough where he said, I saw him, I smiled, he was cute. Didn't know much from the neck down. Okay, back to the neck.
Right.
But neck up, he was all right with me. And he was all right with me, and I was all right with him. He literally says, because with traffic, you almost see the same person the whole way.
Yeah.
And he's like, he does the old school.
Wind down.
Okay, that's the old school gesture.
Down.
Put your window down. And I'm like, oh, this is cute. I got all shy. Hello. Boss lady's being shy. It's okay. Get shy. You hear me? Versus like, what do he want, right? Because you're so worried about, you're just mad at the world.
Right.
Only want to talk about in your office how I need a man. But in my car, I don't want to talk about it. On the bridge, I don't want to be it. So get shy. And so I'm like, the voice went all up and I'm getting all shy. And he was like, are you going to where we were going? He was like, exit, da-da-da-da, which was the next exit. He was like, I would love to get your number. And I was like, are you serious right now? And he was like, yes. He literally, I'm not lying, gets a piece of paper in his car, writes his number down, big old numbers. And he was basically saying like, if you're not, call me. It was cute. This is all happening in my car because what happened, guys? My eyes went up.
And they got stuck.
They just got stuck.
Hey.
And it attracted someone to me from the neck up. Imagine that for my ladies that are maybe insecure up from the neck down. See, this is how deep it is. Let's get confident from the neck up.
Right.
And then we're going to go from the cheeks up, and then we'll go from the hips up. You know what I mean? Maybe your toes got the half bunions. Then we go from the ankle up, right? Because you still don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, work your way up to what is your confident level.
Yes.
And so I was surprised that he liked me, and it wasn't a car thing. He liked my face.
Yeah. That's nice. So did y'all end up going on a date?
Oh, what happened? Oh, we had a good time. We had a good old time. Oh. We definitely, took me out the next day. We probably dated for about 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. He was, motorcyclist. Like, so he rode biker. He was a biker. He had a nice job. He was dibbling and dabbling in the gang life. Ooh. And that was, okay. So you got it? Okay. No. That was the only thing I was like, are you the OG or you still on the corner?
Right.
I was wondering, you still, because, there's a different level to this thing.
Yeah.
So I've got a problem with a brother with a past, right? Because I just need you to be talking about your thug life that you came from, right? That you went to jail back in 97. Right. Right. Not in,
last year.
Yeah. So it was, his dibble and dabble was a little too dabble for me. And I was like, oh man. But it was, I really enjoyed him. And he wasn't the bad boy. He was still caught up in a few.
Life.
Yeah, but we definitely dated. And it really started on the bridge.
Look at that.
Look up.
Look up.
Look up. Like, get out your phone.
Get out the phone.
Get out and like yourself from the neck up. Like, let's start there. It's a few things. Because when you like you, guess what? He gonna like it too.
Okay, let's talk about the neck up, right? Because we see on social media, on profiles, on things, where women will only take a picture from the neck up.
Okay. Yeah, now that's definitely a problem.
Yes.
When we don't like what's underneath the neck and we only, I do know men have definitely complained about that.
Yes.
That's the pictures on your abs and all of that. So I love that you said that.
Filters.
Yes. So, good question. Yeah. So you liking her in the mirror, we all understand that. It's what we're saying privately, right? We're doing our private practice. But the fact of the matter is, what do we not like from the neck down? And when you don't like it, that insecurity is going to seep out. So how do we get to embracing it?
Right.
I've said, now this is just me being a little silly. So let's say you got some cellulite and some stretch marks. Yeah. Give them a name. You see what I'm saying? Be like, is that Jessica just seeping out from them jeans? Let me put Tracy back in. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put this bathing suit on. And Monica always want to give them a name. You better embrace your daggone stretch marks because that has nothing to do with being big or small. There are plenty of skinny women because of pregnancy and back and life and back and just genetics and back. So I would like for you to at some point, imagine if you liked them.
Yeah.
Because they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Not because you're a size that needs to go away. Like literally, some people don't even like the way their body is showing up.
Yes.
You know, we got adult acne. I mean, there's all of these things, right?
Yes.
I always say, you better give her a name, whatever that pimple is that you read.
Yeah.
What's her name today? You on your cycle, you know what it is. You see what I'm saying? This is how we gonna show up.
Yes.
That acne happens sometimes. Do we now not go out? You see what I'm saying? People get all nervous talking about the cycle. We're here. This happens every month. We're here. This is what we do. Do you now not come out of the house? Because now you're not on point.
Yeah.
Find a way to embrace so the radical acceptance to me comes from a place of, I don't want to stay worried about this anymore. That's more of how I think you can get to a place of acceptance. Aren't you tired of consistently not liking your nose? Or are you tired of consistently not liking the fact that you have a small chest versus what you wish, your cleavage was doing?
Yeah.
Aren't you tired?
Yeah.
Aren't you? You are though. So imagine if you didn't. And so that's the shift that obviously in working with you, working with me, at some point, once you find out that it's an ability, there's another you on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Because if those are yours, because they're
yours.
You better, what? My small fry, I got a small fry. I literally call her my badink. You see me saying? Some of y'all got a badunk. I got a badink. You see what I'm saying? She is my badink. You can't tell me nothing about her. She ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to go see Dr. Miami.
No.
This is all I can give you.
No, you're not going.
Right? And I'm going to learn how to work her. My little all the fries in my small fry. They do some things. They you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them high. Because they're mine. And you like them, even brother that likes the badonk, right? Somehow you don't even know why you like me with my little small fry. You don't even know why, but it's because I like her.
Ooh.
That's it.
You like her.
I like her. She's mine. Yeah. She's actually mine. And I am her. This is me.
Right.
That's all I can give you.
That's so beautiful.
What? It's crazy. And if you don't like her, I always say, let me know what you like. So I could then bring you to my speed dating event so you could find you a badonk. Because I can't give you her. Because I'm not going to be with you and be insecure. See, that's the thing when dating. If you hear a man in your times of all the conversations that you have in those first 3 to 6 months as we really show our real selves, and there's some things about him, there's some things that he says that he doesn't like that are you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about it's who you are.
Yeah.
Don't go and change it. You are literally out loud saying I don't want to still be insecure about this. Yeah. He normally likes women of a different hue. Ugh. He normally likes women of a different color isn't right. I need you to find her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I normally like women with curlier hair. Oh, okay. Because these naps right here, I can only give you these naps today. But let me find you one. If you like the biracial, blah, blah, let me find her. Because I'm going to give you all these naps.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them to you. Or I only like, right? So there's women that they have the curly hair, right? And they don't even feel black enough. It's a whole thing, right? I call them pretty girl problems.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty girl problems is a real thing, especially in our Black community because everybody else thinks you're something, but you don't even see it. Right? And then you're even insecure because they always like more ethnic women or women that have a different body type with thicker thighs, right? And so you don't like your little skin and bones that your metabolism has blessed you with.
Right.
But it ain't too many curves curving. Right? You got a few straight lanes going on. Right? But guess what? Those are your straight lanes.
Right.
You better put some little dots in there. You better find somebody to ride that thing. See what I'm saying? This is your lane. Ain't no curves. Come on. Straight lane legs. You better give them them legs. Come on. Imagine. Imagine if that's how you showed up on the date.
I love this. I love all of this. All right. So now narcissism, and it's showing up. Now we're understanding that maybe we won't throw all of them back if they're willing to work on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Now the question is, do you actually call somebody a narcissist?
No.
Like what's the nice way to say, bruh, I feel like you just about you right in here. You know, like how do you bring this up to someone in a nice
good question.
way?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right?
Without it being insulting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to say, so I was listening to this podcast today, The Wanted Woman, and Coach Cass and Dr. T were talking about like these like traits. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that I had 2 of them. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Give them a good self-reflection first.
Right.
And then say, how many do you think you have of the 9? Mm. Okay, that's a good one, right?
Yes.
You can always, I tell people all the time, use me all the time.
Yes.
Get me in trouble.
Seriously.
That I'm the one that brought it up in your household, but I'm the one that brought it up in your dating conversation. So yes, bring it up in a way of how it's just a very like, not that you've been brewing on it, because right, when we've been brewing on things, the men can tell in our tone. Yeah. Well, how long you been mad about this, right? So let's make it feel real fresh. Yeah. Even though you've been thinking about it for a little while, but this new N-word is out here now. That's what I like to call it that. Right. So this new N-word is like, oh, do you think sometimes that you show up in a way where you don't see me in the relationship? Do you feel that I see you in the relationship? And you see how you do this like kind of reciprocating? Yeah. A reciprocal kind of conversation. That's the way to help him to see that it's not the blame. Because remember, we don't want to bruise the ego of the person with narcissism, that they struggle with narcissism. They can't handle it. So let me give you some words. You can say things like, I'm actually, what's bothering me about this moment is, I feel like you didn't hear me. Mm-hmm. Did you hear what I was saying? Yeah. I feel like you check out after 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's kind of teaching them what you require. Right. Yeah. That would be one. Another thing that I would say for those that need to have the conversation, you're saying dating or once they're together?
We're saying dating.
Dating.
And then we could do while together. We'll do both.
I'm all about the parents. I think parent conversations are good while dating. Of where do you come from? Yeah. And then what do you think is normal? Mm-hmm. Like normalcy's got to be talked about in your dating life in the first 3 to 6 months. Yeah. Because again, I like to use the word run, but things sometimes you could just run. You know what I mean? We ain't got to contemplate when to run. We could just run. Right. Because that didn't fit well with I don't want that to be my normal. That's what you're saying while you're dating. Yeah. And he should be saying the same thing about you, which is why you need to say out loud what you really want. So he can decide for himself. So allowing the parentals, whatever that normalcy was, to talk about like, man, did your mom ever show up like this? Like, was it a time where only your dad thought this? You know, how would your mom? Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, totally. Bring that up.
Listen, this is why I love working with singles. You know, like you could just leave. And you're not tied.
You're not tied.
You're not tied.
But you are tied to the idea of life will be better if you were married.
Right. But we're not just choosing any old person.
No. Because the truth is I like to say, is that I do. Let me tell you about that I do.
Come on.
It's nothing magical that happens after that I do. Ain't nothing. Y'all hear that? I'm going to whisper it. Nothing. You got the dress. Everybody's looking fly. You see what I'm saying? The ring bearer got the ring down the aisle. Yes. You see what I'm saying? The chicken mushrooms are ready in the reception. You can't wait for this I do. You've been waiting for this I do, but ain't nothing magical that's going to happen on the other side of I do. That's all I want to say. Woo! So whatever you're doing before the I do is what's going to be doing after the I do. That's all. That's all. I had to learn that after getting married. That was a thing. Good. I had to learn that afterwards. And it was freeing for me to know on the other side, but I didn't know. Yeah. So I could speak as a single woman that didn't get married till she was 40 years old. Wow. That was a real thing. Yeah. I actually had an idea of I had these expectations of what I thought, of course husbands do this.
Yeah.
Of course, wives do this. Of course, bonus children do this. I had all this. Yeah. So that's something you're going to have to identify. Why do you want to be married? And then what if that ain't the picture?
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. On the next episode.
That was it.
Come on. All right.
Okay.
We ain't gonna, we gonna say that for the next episode.
We will. We just will.
So, Dr. Tasha, please share, how can people find you on these internet streets?
Okay. So, when you reach out, just know I'm going to be booked about 3 months, but reach out. You know, I do want to get to know you. Once you're my regular patient, you'll never have to wait that long. That's just sometimes how booked I am. And that's no flex. It's just, I want you to know I can't see you next week, but I do want to help you with whatever crisis or a moment that resonated in whatever I'm saying today that you want to fix. I do want to help you. Yeah. I just want to give you just a timeline of how soon I can. Yeah. Okay. But Dr. Tasha is my Facebook and IG. So doctor in Spanish is doctora. So doctor and then A and then Tasha.
Nice.
DOCTORA and then Tasha. And then my website is www.drivebytherapy.org.
I love it.
Yeah.
Whew. Now, I know that was good. If y'all didn't take notes, just go ahead, rewind the tape. Watch it again. Share it with friends, share it with families. Make sure to subscribe because we just keep getting better. Period. We're going to bring Dr. Tasha back, okay? Don't get it twisted, all right? But in the meantime, in between time, thank you for tuning into The Love Lens. Keep loving, keep laughing, keep living. Bye.
So we are trying out the love deck. So let's just do random. I like this one. I like that. I knew that one.
Wanted Woman love deck. Y'all, this about to be good. So we played with these ones already and they were good. They was like right on the money. They was good. On one side, it has affirmations. On the other side, it has like a question. So we got to answer the question. So he going to read the affirmation part. And then on the other side, it's going to have a question.
The affirmation part is, I embrace. Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
I have these wanted woman cards from Coach Kaz, our good dear friend. And she made these wanted woman cards. And I am a wanted woman by you.
Let's get that right.
Right, yeah. Right. So we're going to read, it's like a little question and answer.
Okay.
All right. So this is one of her cards. It says, what is your favorite family tradition?
Our family tradition, our favorite family tradition is to go to church on Sunday.
That's true.
What is your favorite dance move?
My favorite, like right now, my favorite dance move?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Okay. Show me what you're working with.
All right, let me show you. All right. Ow. Ow. Yeah.
That is the favorite.
Oh, that's okay. You've been seeing this forever. Ow. So yeah, you probably have. Yeah, that was the move that caught your attention. What you talking about?